Actually, I do mind. This is my life we're talking about, not just some game.
The word is out. Elemental 2 is on the horizon, and it's not just a sequel, it's a game changer. Brace yourselves for a tsunami of revelations as we explore how Elemental 2 is set to rewrite the rules and change everything you thought you knew about this saga. But is Elemental 2 confirmed?
You can't shut us down, please. This is a big day for me. It's our Red Dot sale.
Hey, take it easy.
Elemental started out as one of Pixar's worst flicks in history. Yeah, that's right. The film arrived at $29.6 million in domestic ticket sales in June, the worst opening in Pixar history. I hope you remember that back then, I was furious with critics who bashed the movie because it was trendy to hate Pixar. But things changed, and now people all over the world are anticipating a sequel to Elemental, the film that is slowly taking the world by storm with its heartwarming storylines, relatable characters, and a story about immigrants and how difficult it is for them to be accepted in society. I am proud to say that I thought Elemental deserved a second installment since the very beginning. And now, it looks like Disney also saw the great potential this film holds. Thus, we might be seeing a continuation very soon. Elemental rose from the shadows once it started streaming on Disney+, with more and more fans tuning in to see what would happen with the fan-favorite Ember and her friend-turned-love interest, the water element Wade.
I'm sorry. I'm a bad daughter.
The movie takes place in a city where air, fire, water, and earth residents live. But there's one strict rule these elements must obey: never interact with other elements. Ember, a fire element voiced by Leo Lewis, meets her water element named Wade, voiced by Mamoudou Athie. The two fall in love and change society together. The unique story, which is, by the way, based on the director's personal experience, is finally receiving the praise it deserves. And while Disney is yet to greenlight a sequel, there have been a lot of rumors suggesting the Elemental universe will expand. The ending of Elemental leaves the doors open for more adventures, and everyone involved in the making of the movie seems to be on board for a second entry. However, Elemental 2 will be nothing like its predecessor. No, it looks like the creators will take more risks with the potential sequel. This only brings us to the latest Elemental 2 news.
Move it!
As mentioned before, Disney has yet to greenlight the sequel, but everyone is talking about it, including the creators. And based on their ideas for a sequel, well, Elemental 2 will be even better than the original film. In terms of views, Elemental successfully defeated the live-action Little Mermaid and Guardians of the Galaxy 3 when it was released on Disney+. And this is a really big deal. This won't be overlooked by Disney, that's for sure. Another thing that proves we'll see an Elemental sequel is a report first shared by The Direct in September 2023. Per the report, an industry insider, Jeff Bach, has heard something about an Elemental sequel at Disney, and brace yourself. He even heard something about a Disney Plus show. The idea of an Elemental spin-off series sounds awesome, right? This way, we could see Ember and Wade embarking on numerous adventures. And oh, did we mention that another report made from The Direct claimed Elemental writers John and Kat said there is some unused storylines for Elemental that could easily serve as the plot for the second movie? But what exactly did they say?
What's your return policy? Is this coming in large?
Take breath.
As mentioned, I was surprised to see that a film such as Elemental is despised so much. I mean, the film is unique and explores some pretty significant issues while delivering great stories. Also, the characters are well developed. But the reason I love the film so much is that the film stayed in my mind for days after watching it. A lot of people can relate to the characters, especially the director, Peter. For Peter, Elemental is linked to his own experience as the son of Korean immigrants. He also can relate to the interracial relationship part of the movie. In an interview with NPR, the amazingly talented creator revealed that the movie and its characters are based on his own life experience. Like Ember's parents, Peter's parents also struggled to fit in when they left their country. As for his experience with his biracial relationships, well, he also revealed that he fell in love with someone who wasn't Korean. I grew up in a family where they were like, marry Korean. My grandmother's dying words were, marry Korean. Korean, which is a joke in the film. There are a lot of pressures from that. He ended up marrying a white woman. Before we get swept away by the elemental revolution, make sure you're part of our elemental crew by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Why? Because in the world of elements, every detail sparks a wildfire of excitement. Keep the conversation going by leaving a comment or two and sharing your hopes for Elemental 2. Now, let's move on to some surprising plot details, shall we?
I just didn't know she'd be so smoky.
Elemental left us on a good note, giving Ember and Wade the sort of happily ever after they deserved. But at the same time, the film left us on a couple of cliffhangers as we all wonder what Ember and Wade's uncertain future looks like. In other words, Elemental leaves more than enough space for at least one continuation. For instance, the sequel would follow Wade and Ember as they embark on a new adventure while discovering new worlds, cultures, people, and ideologies. As mentioned, there were some discussions about a spin-off series. Maybe this spin-off will focus on Ember's parents and the shop. Regardless of what Disney greenlights, we'll definitely enjoy it. And finally, here are the writer's ideas.
Look, my mom was just trying to be helpful. She doesn't know how excited you are to run the shop.
The writers Kat and John tease the storylines that await us in a potential Elemental sequel. In an interview with The Direct, the writers revealed there is so much more to tell about Ember and Wade. It looks like they intentionally kept some of the storylines just in case Disney greenlights a sequel. Kat admitted she wanted to include a steam baby of Wade and Ember at the end of Elemental, but ended up not using such a storyline. Just imagine how cute the baby would have been. You might be surprised to know the creators actually deleted a scene in which Ember and Wade welcome the new baby home to Element City after Jump Forward in Time. Do you guys think this scene should have been included? If the baby was introduced at the end of the original film, the sequel would have focused on them raising the unique baby. Kat explained that instead of them just leaving at the end, we were going to see that they had been gone and they were coming back to visit and they've had a baby, and the baby was steam. That sounds amazing. There are actually a lot of questions we have regarding Ember and Wade's future. Only a sequel could give answers to our questions. So Disney, please hurry up and greenlight a follow-up already. But wait, is everyone on board?
Actually could be a disaster. I could vaporize you. You could extinguish me.
In order for the sequel to be as successful as its predecessor, we'll need the Elemental voice actors to return and reprise their roles. I don't think there's a reason to worry because most of the time Pixar actors return and reprise their roles in continuations. However, there has been some exceptions in recent years. For example, in the 2022 spin-off film Lightyear, Toy Story actor Tim Allen did not voice Buzz Lightyear. Chris Evans replaced him. And yeah, who could forget that Huckleberry Milner replaced Spencer Fox as Dash in The Incredibles 2. We also expect to meet a bunch of new characters in the potential follow-up, but one thing is for sure. If the sequel keeps following the same protagonist, we expect to hear Aaliyah Lewis and Mamadou Athie again. It's interesting to think that back when Elemental premiered, it was funny to think that a sequel was a possibility. Luckily, the movie recovered and now fans are anxiously waiting to hear Disney's decision. And there you have it, the shift in Elemental 2. If this Elemental exploration electrified your anticipation, give us a thumbs up and share your Elemental theories in the comments below. See ya!
No! This is my father's whole life! I'm not going anywhere!